Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 2, Creating Your Workspace. We will talk about the equipment and software essentials, especially ergonomics for remote work. As you know, one of the biggest perks of being a VA is to work anywhere or work remotely. But having a dedicated workspace can really significantly boost your productivity and focus. So here are the essential equipment as a remote worker. First, we have reliable device, a laptop or desktop with updated software and an internet connection that doesn't drop during Zoom calls or any virtual meetings. Second, we have the headset or earbuds for clear audio during virtual meetings and calls. Third is the ergonomic setup. We must consider a comfortable chair where we properly elevated monitor or laptop stand and a supportive keyboard and mouse to reduce strain. Question from someone, kailangan bang mamahalin ang mga gamit ng VA? The answer is no. You can start with super cheap devices. You can have a 16,000 laptop for as long as it is reliable and it could really do the work. For the headset naman, there are 200 plus headset that can do its job. If you want to invest on something expensive, that's fine. It's up to you. For the ergonomic setup, this is a non-negotiable, a deal breaker because we will be sitting for like 8 hours or more and napaka sakit sa likod pag ganong setup. So you must invest on a chair where you can comfortably work and relax. Next, we have the must-have softwares. Google Workspace for docs, sheets, and slides for real-time collaboration. There's a feature in Google Workspace where you pay monthly. I think that was like 89 pesos where there's an additional gigabyte for your workspace. So it's also a great deal. You can store larger applications or larger photos or videos in your workspace. Next, we have Zoom or Google Meet. So Zoom and Google Meet are free. For the Zoom, I think they only have 40 minutes limited time for each call. And for the Google Meet, it's totally free. So video conferencing tools for client meetings. So you must know this software. You must know how to use it. For password manager naman, tools like LastPass or OnePassword to keep login secure. You can also use Notion or any tools that you know where you can store your client's password. But for me, I have been using LastPass for so long where clients will just input the data or the login credentials of these specific sites and and connect it or share it to your LastPass. And when you click that in your LastPass, it will automatically open it. And nandun na yung password. All you just have to do is to log in. So super nice ng LastPass. But for first number like one password, I have used this too, but it was just a brief moment. I don't like it. I prefer LastPass. Well, anyway, ergonomics is often overlooked, but it can greatly impact your health and productivity, as what I've mentioned earlier. Make small adjustments like raising your screen to eye level or investing in a wrist rest to ensure you stay comfortable and pain free while you work. So I will give you an example specifications for selecting a computer or laptop as a virtual assistant. For if you have basic tasks only, example for that are email management, calendar scheduling, light document editing, but these are not limited to these tasks. Basta basic lang na task. Well, you can find or you can select devices with processor CPU Intel Core i3 or AMD Ryzen 3 with 8 GB RAM. So this is the minimum RAM, 8 GB. And for the storage naman, ang minimum is 256 GB SSD. For the graphics card or the GPU, it should have an integrated graphics sufficient for basic tasks. So for operating system, it should be Windows 10 or 11 or Mac OS. So Windows 10 ang pinaka minimum. For the display, 13 to 15 inches screen, full HD, 1920 times 1080 resolution. So yan ang minimum naman. And battery life, it's fine if sira yung battery, you can just charge it while you work. For as long as hindi na hindi sira at hindi napuputol-putol yung workload mo. For the ports, USB-A, USB-C, HDMI, SD card, reader optional. And of course, high Wi-Fi. Yun lang. For the intermediate tasks naman, these are under content creation, social media management, data analysis, but not limited to these tasks. Why? Because content creation involves photos and videos. So, from the word itself, napaka-reliable pag malaki yung gigabyte. So for the processor, it's better to have an Intel Core of i5 or AMD Ryzen 5. And for the RAM, it's 16 GB. And for the storage naman, 512 GB SSD or more. So yun lang, same with the basic task device. But for this, you can have the display 14 to 15 screen and so on. But I don't think this is necessary for as long as it can really do its job, if it can really like download and upload your tasks or your content creations, and that's totally fine. For advanced tasks naman, graphic design, video editing, or heavy multitasking, not limited to these tasks, you can use a super high specs na. Kasi apakabigat ng mga tools na ito. For example, CapCut. CapCut is not really designed for Chromebook. So it should be higher than Chromebook. If you want to be a video editor or a graphic designer, you must invest in good specs, high specs. So maximum or minimum processor for this is the Core i7 or i9 or AMD Ryzen 7 9. For the RAM naman, it could be 16 to 32 GB depending on the workload. So mga illustrate if you're an illustrator, a video editor, mga ganyan-ganyan, you really need to invest on your device. For the storage, we have 1 TB SSD optional if you want to use HDD for larger files. And yeah, for the graphics card, NVIDIA, GeForce RTX 3050 or better, or AMD Radeon equivalent. And for the operating system, Windows 11 Pro or Mac OS. And yun nga, if you have seen other VAs na sobrang laki ng screen nila, is because they love to do multitasking. And if you want to also invest in those kind of things, make sure that you have the budget and you know your tasks very well. Because if you are only doing basic tasks, but your device is pang multitasking, then the budget would be, or it's still for good use, but you can just take the minimum parts of it. So again, if you want to buy computer specs or laptop specs, refer to um these notes, and you can just buy it anywhere, but make sure that the specs is in its minimum specifications. So again, for the minimum, we have Intel Core i3 or i5 or Ryzen, and 8 GB and 200 plus GB or SSD, and the display screen could be 13 to 17, depending na yan for you. And the operating system, this is a must, Windows 11 Pro or Windows 10. That's totally fine. So this is very important. It's because there are some clients who would require these kind of information or these kind of equipment because may mga tasks sila na need ng heavy storage or heavy workspace. So they need to assure that you can upload and download those things. So general recommendation, we have the brand options for Windows laptops. I recommend Dell XPS, Lenovo ThinkPad, HP Spectre, Microsoft Surface, Asus ZenBook. For the Mac OS naman, we have the MacBook Air Basic Task, MacBook Pro for intermediate and advanced tasks. For peripherals to consider, external monitor for better multitasking, wireless keyboard and mouse for ergonomic comfort, webcam and microphone if built in, ones are subpar. For cloud integration naman, you must opt for storage solutions like Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox to manage documents efficiently. Of course, may mga bayad to. They're having their business, so you must also invest in those things. Hindi naman lahat ng tools ay free. So, investment, money, you have to, talaga, magpapalabas ng pera. For the backup power, you can invest in a reliable UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, or a power bank for laptops to ensure uninterrupted work during power outages. So you can find that in Shopee. If you want a recommendation, just go to my TikTok shop and you can see some TikTok items that I highly recommend as you work as a virtual assistant. So if you have any questions, just comment down and we will talk about it. But last in this presentation, we have the ergonomic workstation. So this is the reason why ergonomic workstation is recommendable. So for the ear, you can just pause this video and look at this photo. And this is the ergonomic chair, the gaming chair which I'm currently using, and the wired headset, the wireless headset. So wired and wireless. It can be both for as long as it serves its purpose of virtual meetings. You can hear them and they can hear you. There is anti-noise feature, so that's doable. Okay, so just pause if you want to read the left photo. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.